This is your WLAK Daily News Roundup for Lake Air, 107.5 FM and 1260 AM in Amory.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. Governor Evers signs new legislative district maps into law today. Democrats say they're concerned about the maps not taking effect until the fall campaign. Republicans say there's nothing underhanded going on.
It's just standard language to put that in there so that way you have a start with a new election cycle. And that's standard language that has been put in maps in the past by Democrats, Republicans.
Senate Republican Majority Leader Devin LeMahieu on WISN TV's Up Front. Good government groups are happy with Governor Evers' decision to sign new legislative district maps into law today. Yuseli Flores is with the Wisconsin Fair Maps Coalition.
These maps would change Wisconsin's future for years to come, and it will definitely get rid of what happened in 2011. It'll dismantle that partisan gerrymander.
The Wisconsin Supreme Court ordered new maps to be put in place after declaring the old maps unconstitutional. The man accused of killing a couple of newlyweds at a bar in Elkhorn is charged with 2 counts of homicide and several other crimes. Witnesses say Thomas Rout was at the Sports Page bar on February 1st when he stood up and fired his gun. The bullets killed Emerson and Gina Weingart. Bail was set at $2 million. Today is President's Day. As a federal holiday, banks, post offices, and other organizations are closed. The holiday was started in 1879 to celebrate George Washington's birthday, but by the late 20th century, Americans have been marking the day to honor all of the nation's presidents. Owners of electric and hybrid vehicles in Wisconsin are getting new license plate stickers. The stickers are required by law to help first responders know what to expect in emergency situations. The stickers should arrive in the mail by June. The top 3 most popular specialty license plates in Wisconsin are for collector cars and motorcycles and hobbyist vehicles. About 367,000 plates were registered in those 3 categories last year. The Department of Motor Vehicles says more than 500,000 vehicles in Wisconsin have a specialty license plate. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly. Authorities are searching for an 86-year-old man who was last seen nearly a month ago. According to the Pine County Sheriff's Office, Gerald Knapp was last seen on January 28th heading out of the Askov area on County Road 142. Knapp's family says he lives with dementia and they think he was driving out of town to visit the diner he went to almost every day. Authorities found the car on the Gandy Dancer Trail and have searched for a 10-mile radius from the car, but they have not been able to find any other signs of Knapp. A Sunday afternoon fire in Duluth caused tens of thousands of dollars in damage and left 4 people without a home. According to the Duluth Fire Department, crews responded to the fire on Berger Drive at around 2 p.m. on Sunday. They arrived to find flames on the front porch and side of a mobile home with smoke coming out of the roof. 2 people and a dog were in the home when the fire started and managed to escape before crews arrived. The fire caused $50,000 of damage and the cause is under investigation. Voting is now open for which movies should be shown at Downtown Duluth's Movies in the Park series this year. To participate in the voting, visit the Downtown Duluth Facebook page and like your top 8 choices out of the 14 available movies. The movies include classics like Back to the Future and new movies just out of theaters like Barbie and Wonka. Voting for the movies will close by March 8th, and the winners will be shown for free in Leif Erikson Park every Friday around sunset from July 12th to August 30th. Superior school officials are raising concerns about the future of the school safety office. According to Superintendent Amy Starzecki, the program was funded by a COVID-era stimulus package that is set to run out this year. Despite about $500,000 of funding being reallocated to the program from the state legislature, it could be facing significant cuts. One of those cuts could include the 24/7 tip line that allows parents, students, and staff to report concerns. A number of bills have been proposed to add funding. The city of Duluth has approved the use of tax incremental financing for a proposed $500 million housing development. With an 8-1 vote by the city council, the developers of the project in the old Central High School area will be able to offset some of the costs of construction with reimbursement from property taxes. The development is expected to include condos, apartments, and retail space, and the first phase of construction could start as early as this summer. The project requires major infrastructure upgrades. A Duluth man was arrested this week for allegedly assaulting someone with a small shovel. According to the Duluth Police Department, the 42-year-old suspect was accused of hitting the victim with a shovel on Thursday morning near the 1200 block of East 9th Street. The victim suffered some non-life-threatening injuries and was taken to a local hospital for treatment. The suspect also suffered minor injuries during the alleged attack and was taken to the hospital before being transported to the county jail. In addition to the $10 million in federal funding to replace the air traffic control tower at the Duluth International Airport, officials also announced that Two Harbors Helgeson Municipal Airport would receive federal funding. The airport will receive just over $1.1 million to construct a new terminal, replacing the existing terminal, which is just 640 square feet. The terminal was constructed in 1976 and has not been updated in over 40 years. Funding for the project will also be provided through the Airport Terminal Program. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation has announced it will be sending out EV hybrid stickers soon. Under a new law, current owners of electric and hybrid vehicles are required to put the EV stickers on their license plate to identify the car as electric or hybrid. The goal is to make it easier for first responders to identify if they're handling an electric vehicle in emergencies. Electric or hybrid car owners should receive their stickers by June, and all future electric or hybrid cars will also be required to get the sticker. And that's what you need to know. For WLAK News, I'm James Kelly.
A mix of clouds and sunshine today. We'll get to 42 for a high this afternoon with wind out of the southeast at around 5 to 10 today. Tonight, mostly cloudy. We'll drop to 27 for a low. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, 45. On Wednesday, it'll be mostly sunny with a high near 50. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now, it's 18.
The Bucks' Damian Lillard named All-Star MVP. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The East beat the West in the annual NBA All-Star Game by a ridiculous final score of 211 to 186, a new all-time record high. Milwaukee's Damian Lillard becoming the first player to win both the three-point competition and MVP.
It's definitely one of those things where people are going to look at the game and say they don't play defense, and some people don't take the competition serious. But for me, it was just a break from the season and an opportunity for me to just be successful at something.
The Wisconsin Badgers upset again, this time in Iowa City in overtime. The unranked Hawkeyes with an 88-86 win at home over Wisconsin. Badgers head coach Greg Gard.
I mean, to battle to 9 down on the road to get back and get tied and have a lead, we left a lot of points right in the paint too. And as we break this down in terms of the negative things, are going to be what we didn't get accomplished defensively.
Wisconsin has now lost 5 of their last 6 games. Baseball, veterans reporting to Brewers spring training camp, including their new first baseman, Rhys Hoskins, who signed with the club after leaving the Phillies. A week later, the Brewers traded pitcher Corbin Burnes to Baltimore. His reaction:
anytime you lose a bona fide ace in this game, Corbin Burnes, and he's really, really good, but, an opportunity for some of the younger guys to step up.
That's Brewers first baseman Rhys Hoskins. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
I'm Pete with the 60-second Showbiz Beat. Music legend and Beach Boys founder Brian Wilson's health has deteriorated following the death of his wife Melinda, who died at age 77 last month. The New York Post reports that Wilson will be placed under conservatorship. 2 family members have been assigned to look after the 81-year-old musical genius. Milwaukee Bucks fans and fans of the Greek Freak are in for a treat today. Giannis, The Marvelous Journey drops tonight on Amazon Prime. The film, directed by 30 for 30 director Kristen Lapis, chronicles the hoop star's humble beginnings in Africa to his family's move to Athens, Greece, and eventually Milwaukee, and follows him all the way through the Bucks' 2021 NBA championship. In case you're wondering, yes, it was hard to write this without saying his last name, which scares me. Antetokounmpo. Satisfied? Break a leg tonight, Giannis. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network. I'm Pete with the 60-second Showbiz Beat. The Oscar-nominated Holocaust film, The Zone of Interest, will have a screening at Auschwitz. The World War II-era film tells the story of a Nazi officer and his wife who raised their kids next to a concentration camp. The film has been nominated for 5 Oscars, including Best Picture, Director, Adapted Screenplay, Sound, and International Feature Film. If you want to see it before Hollywood's big night, you'll have to go to the theater. In better late than never news, Paul McCartney's classic Hofner bass has been returned to the former Beatle. The bass was stolen in 1970 1972. McCartney bought the lefty guitar in 1961 in Hamburg, Germany. CBS News reports that a group of investigators called the Lost Bass Project learned that the instrument had been stolen off a truck in London's Notting Hill neighborhood in 1972. McCartney's replacement Hofner, which was purchased in 1963, is still used during studio recordings to this day. Maybe bass players are cool. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network. I'm Pete with a 60-second Showbiz Beat. Every dog has his day, and sometimes a whole year, especially if you're a border collie named Messi. The thespian canine plays Snoop in the Oscar-nominated Anatomy of a Fall. Messi's performance has transcended species, winning him much respect in the acting community. The Pooch even won the Palm Prize earlier this year, an unofficial award given for canine performances in film. Anatomy of a Fall has several tense moments, but none more so than when Snoop has a drug overdose. The dog was seen frolicking with Brad Cooper on the beach in Venice, California after an Oscar luncheon last week. Good boy, Messi. American Idol judge Lionel Richie says when he heard fellow judge Katy Perry was leaving the show after this season, the show's 22nd, he told Jimmy Kimmel he almost ran off the road. Despite that, Richie says he is not upset with Perry's impending exit. That's ironic. When I read about Richie almost running off the road, I almost danced on the ceiling. For more showbiz fun, tune into Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, every night between 7 and 9 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
That's your WLAK Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at lakeair.radio.